Yeah, she doesn't say anything more about that. Actually, I'll say something. This might be a neat thing. It would specifically be, if he recognized it, it would probably be recognizing the manufacturer, which is, Vandross Munitions,
Yeah.
Vandross Arms and Munitions. Which, hey, that's her last name.
Mm-hmm.
Not that
Okay.
he knows her last name, but
Yeah.
And
And
Miss
that would be
Lydian's.
a Larimer institution, wouldn't it?
that is.
Yeah. So he just says, in fact, it reminds me of a certain kind of maker rifle we saw a lot in the Northern Theater.
I don't
Hmm.
now. I will say it's possible that like other league cities also
Yeah.
used Larimer
He just
rifles.
says, you were
Oh,
League.
she is also in health.
He just says, you were a League soldier.
Lydian, I
Once
think at this
upon a
point,
time.
Lydian just kind of pipes up and just says, "Is this going to be a problem?"
War's over. No reason for it to be.
That's good. That's the correct response.
War. What is it good for?
Profit.
Fuck. Oh, I guess Lydian is a war profiteer.
He would be. He'd sell it
Lydian,
ethically.
Lydian's like, damn it! Why didn't he create me during the war? Damn you to snake her up.
So much profit missed out on.
I could have been rich.
So what, you could tell all that from a rifle, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Weapons aren't quite my business, but it's a keen eye, I suppose. It's always good to know the tools of your trade.
Good to know the tools of the enemy.
I thought we just agreed that the war is over.
I know. I'm just speaking in plain terms.
Plain and past terms.
Yep.
He's right. It is impressive though.
Lydian thinking, like, do I ask any questions or would it be uncouth to dig up? It would definitely be uncouth to dig up war memories at this point. But yeah, there was a
If I
tension
was
here.
using a standard Vandross 3000 Model 3000, it would be less impressive, or the carbine. But this is a relatively unique prototype gun. This never entered mainline production or use. So he was able to identify just based off of, you know, and November sort of stops to think for a bit. Stylings, components, tell who made it intuitively, even if this specific rifle is one he hasn't seen before.
I suppose if I were to ask how you came across such a unique specimen, you would not be willing to divulge.
It belongs to me. That's all that matters.
For the
Been
moment,
modified as well.
that is all that matters, as far as I understand. Actually, yeah, looking at it was Cliff who was asking that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Cliff, when you fell down the hole, I'm supposing you were out on patrol, correct?
I was checking something out.
Off duty, then, I imagine, because otherwise I feel you'd be in a bit more of a panic about not having your service weapon on your person.
They're not at war right now, so yeah.
Yeah, Lydian's a little bit thrown, but it's like, okay, no. Oh, well, I may be ignorant of military matters, but I figured even during peacetime, a soldier on patrol has an armament upon his person.
No, yeah, Cherry or November, that also does strike her as, a bit, I don't know. I guess I'll spout lore as November,
Okay.
matter of fact. Uh, Essentially just like, is that normal to not carry, or like does that sound incorrect? I guess is that would be spout lore, right?
Yeah,
About
it's spout lore.
oh fuck, that should have been November, not cherry. Fuck.
This is gonna.
Yeah, it's like each time, at least I'm immediately recognizing I did it wrong. Um, hopefully it will. I need it drives me insane. Dungeon Roll 20 doesn't have an option for that. Um, where like just when you click on a sheet, that's where it rolls it as.
Maybe I shouldn't make a second character. Not that I was planning on it, but this seems like a headache.
Just get
Let's
used to it.
see.
I suppose so.
So far, other than the initial conversation, this has been the only annoyance so far.
It will speed up, I imagine.
You know that as the war was winding down, weapons started, getting brought back to the cities for inventory. Take account of what was lost.
All right, in that case, then November will actually speak up to this guy's defense. Aftermath of the war, it made sense. A lot of cities, you don't want all your guns still out there in the field. It gets real easy for them to go missing, and soldiers don't feel like they have as pressing a need for them. So just if there weren't express need for the weapon to be out, they started taking them much more under lock and key, keeping closer inventory of them.
Well, all right. I mean, I was more asking out of curiosity, but hey, it's a good thing that means you probably didn't lose your service weapon, so that's I mean, that's it's going to make things easier when you go back and explain things, I suppose.
It'll be an interesting report to file.
Yeah, Lydian's just kind of thinking like, yeah, he kind of he is just kind of dawning on him now, like after last night having trained a gun on a hole, which was an option not available to him before. Is like, oh yeah, he didn't anticipate this much danger in this. He was raised on a lot of more romantic stories about being a wandering businessman on the road, like a wandering merchant, not like, oh yeah, now I'm walking into a dangerous situation intentionally to make money. Well, get your food down, yeah, and then we'll be hitting the trail real soon. On to Marion.
Alrighty. So, choose someone to scout.
November, of course.
Alrighty. Roll that.
I'm gonna go and grab a drink real quick. So,
Alright, I'll go piss.
Yeah. Also, Lydian doesn't really do much during these.
True.
Lydian sits on the cart and counts his money.
Oh, what do you choose?
Get the drop again.
Okay. I'll be right back.
I'm fucking tired. Look.
All right. So Nico,
Yep,
you need to roll navigate. Roll in.
absolutely.
Oh wow.
I'm
Very
too
good.
good at driving.
Very nice. All right. We just gotta wait for Snake now.
No, I quartermaster. It's Sherry. Or no, never mind. Right, we don't do that until. Wow, look at the big brain on Nico. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be right back for a second.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I'm back.
Nice. We just BRB'd.
Okie dokie.
You'll be back in a second.
In a
I'm
jiffy.
working on my bonds in the meantime.
Oh
I
my.
should probably.
Now I
do
have
that.
twice as many bonds.
You just added. Have
to
you added
deal
a unique bond for all of our new acquisitions?
Not yet. Right now, I
Mhm.
updated Sherry's bonds for this session so far. I'm also creating her bonds with November. No, I think just two. Yeah.
I mean,
think
I've
just
got.
two would be
I know a
fine.
bond to add, but it's quite a stock one. But you know, it's the starting point for. It's the starting point for November.
Oh fuck! I have a scene I need to do between Sherry and November.
Oh my.
Yeah, this would have played out last night actually before we went to bed, or before November went to bed when she woke up Sherry to take the final shift.
True.
I was thinking of that like right before we did that changeover too. I got distracted by something.
My gosh.
trying to think how to word this one with Cherry.
I'm back.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, oh yeah. I mean, you do your scene.
All right, so okay, roll back to last night. As November's waking up Cherry to as request arranged for breakfast. Cherry's yawning, tired, didn't get much sleep after all that commotion, but getting ready to wake up. But November stops her and asks, "Earlier, you were able to tell what was going on underground and approach things, navigate under there." And Cherry sort of sighs, "Oh, right. Well, I guess should explain this now." So and November cuts her off. So you can navigate without vision by sound and touch. And, Cherry sort of slowly nods. Yes, exactly. I can hear, it was passed down in my maternal line. We've all been blind and good with sound, I suppose. And November's just sort of nodding, and she goes, "You don't seem that shocked." And November just sort of shrugs. "Met someone else who could do something like that once. Someone else too, but that was a bit different. It's not important. Just, like I said, saw someone with similar abilities once before." And Cherry's sort of, a bit surprised by that. Any more details? It sounds like an interesting story. Um, I do collect stories. I might, and November, not giving her much back from that. I could potentially pay you if it's to make it worth your time. And November just sort of awkwardly, "They wouldn't want me sharing the story. Not my right to. Anyways, I'm getting shut eye." And then that's the end of that. Goes off to
All
sleep.
right.
And I wanted to have that little moment between them.
Okay. Well then. Now we fast forward back to here. You guys make very good time. It's on the cusp of evening when you arrive at the gates of Marion.
Right. Big entourage, though hopefully they'll recognize you, Cliff. Should
Mhm.
expedite expedite the way back into Marion.
Yeah, they y'all go up. One of the guards says, "Big group you got here."
We we took on some unlikely passengers last evening.
We're a group of people who got stuck underground. Cliff speaks up. I'm with the army, Cliff Harper. And the guard just goes, "Cliff Harper." Oh, all right. Uh Goes and checks with somebody behind the gate and comes back out and says, "All right, yeah, Cliff Harper, Mr. Harper, you're wanted for a report back at I know. I'll be there." All right. And the rest of you's looking over you. Oh, yeah, I'll check out.
All right. Well, pleasure doing business.
Welcome to Marion.
I will say, when we get to the place, November is she's clearly good. She's not awkward and freaking out, but I don't know if Nico or Lydian would particularly notice. I'll say Cherry does, but November makes herself is much more acting inconspicuous, nonchalant. Sort of doesn't show, trying to not look suspicious very deliberately, but also trying not to attract attention. Period.
Yeah, I think at some point Lydian does kind of like clock on and say, this is a bit of a party town. Trying to look so self-contained is only going to make people eye you with greater suspicion.
Do I seem dressed for this as we, enter the city?
They can probably suspect that you're, I don't know, escorting a client, so maybe they're not looking too carefully in that regard, but I don't think you have to worry about it here. People have their mind on their money in these parts, not on you.
November does just say, after considering for a bit, I'm not wearing uniform, but well, he was able to recognize who I fought for in the war. And in a non-league city, it's not impossible guard or military wouldn't also be able to piece that together. And I just wouldn't want that to cause any problems for you.
That that makes sense. Well, I suppose you wouldn't want to part with it, but if you're that worried, then yeah, the rifle is concealed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's probably the biggest tell. Well, keep your gear concealed, and if anyone asks, yeah, you're working for me. They should know me in these parts, well, know that it wouldn't be in my interests for this place to be destabilized.
Nice.
Wait, did I have an outstanding warrant or something here? I'm pretty sure something went down in Marion while I was away that's a problem.
Actually, that's a good point.
I shouldn't have said
Um,
anything, but I gotta be real. I remember something went down.
but this shouldn't be. No, I don't do outstanding warrants. That's not something we really do.
I mean, I
But
don't mean like literally do the mechanic, but like
yeah,
something went. Doesn't matter. Maybe that could be a next session deal if we're here that long, but for
we'll
now,
see how long we're here. But
yeah.
yeah.
For now, it's
Dwight
evening. Oh, yeah.
Dwight has somehow convinced the brothers to help him lug the piano away.
Now, hang on. Wait. Before you move with that, Dwight,
Hmm?
where are you taking that piano?
Oh, back to home base.
Now, when you say home base, where do you mean home base? Because Lydian looks over at Flora as well. Now, I shouldn't give you an unfair leg up, but this is a mystical piano that only Flora can play, correct?
Only Flora can play it so enchantingly.
You don't think that might be an avenue for profit at a casino that you have to boost the profit of in some manner?
Well, you catch on well. That is exactly where we were gonna bring it.
All right. A couple of woodworkers might be able to make a little stage area.
Yep, that's the idea. They need work, and I've got it.
Not sure if I want to roll discern realities to see whether he was just acting like, oh no, that was the plan, or fuck it, I don't care that much. Let's say Lydian believes that he's just acting like he just gave him the idea for it. Right. Well, we got to talk with higher ups at the casino. Make sure they know your position and what you're planning before you make any big moves. Know that I have signed off on you being there.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't make any big moves just yet until they're aware of it. Don't go rolling up in there thinking they're going to give you the same leeway that I do.
Understood.
Right.
On that note, are we spending the night here or immediately? I mean, it is evening, I guess.
Yeah, I think
It's
we're going to
cusp
spend the
of evening.
the night
Evening.
here before getting on the
Yeah.
road to Yuma, and also make sure that Ava gets to a doctor, and
Yeah.
everyone else. The woodworker brothers, the Woodsus brothers, they're they've got a piano to carry. I guess they're back on their feet. Morning's breakfast did them a solid.
They haven't been gone too long. Well, how about you? Already did Cliff already split off from us? Actually,
Yeah, Cliff split off. He went to
Oh.
go, file a report.
he's gonna fucking like Lydian's gonna be walking down the street on his own without November and get fucking shanked by him.
Why would he do such a thing? I was only helpful.
Cherry made a joke about you charging them, and he can't forgive that. How about Bridget? How's she doing?
Bridget's like, well, I don't mean to impose, but I have no coin and I need a place to stay before I try to find a way to Osprey. I don't suppose you could point me in the right direction?
We do have rooms at the casino. Lydian?
Well, I mean, we do have rooms at the casino, but that's a business operation. If you're willing to pay to take out the rooms, then I can make accommodations. But pulling you out the hole is one thing.
Give her my room.
Well, if you're volunteering, then I can't rightly say no to that.
Oh, thank you so much. You really are so nice.
All
Oh,
right.
it's not. Think nothing of it.
Meanwhile, Ava is just like she has her hands on her hips. Again, the shirt's wrapped around her arms as she's just sort of taking in the sight and like breathing in the air. Ah, Marion. The city
Yeah,
of
gonna need to give her a bath too.
Well, they
Cherry. So yeah, before we all split off and whatnot, Cherry does say, "And hey, you two, I'm happy you found work and all, but and Cherry sort of going up to Brodus and Morris, don't let him just work. You guys need to get yourself cleaned up, get a change of clothes, get some more food in you before you start putting in a full day's labor."
Oh, I know that, milady. Don't you worry. And Morris is like, shut the fuck up, milady.
My lady.
You two have a place to stay or places?
And we certainly do. Yes, and you're welcome to visit any time, darling.
Oh, thank you. Do you two live together, or do you have your own place?
We have our own places. They're right next to each other.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Well, if you want to give me your address, I suppose.
Oh, of course. Yeah, and he gives you the exact location. And lets you know
Cool.
he'll be well groomed.
Good to know.
And yep, they make off, and you're left with as Bridget heads towards the vertex, and you're just left with Ava.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I'll try and get her to a doctor.
All right, if you're willing, I'm gonna get Dwight situated at the casino, and yeah, I still don't know why I'm agreeing to this.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, I'll take Ava to a doctor.
All right. So you tell Ava you're going to a doctor?
Or I don't think you even tell her that much. Just like, all right, come with me, sweetie.
Oh, of course.
Let's get you all, nice and clean.
Oh, gotta rub-a-dub-dub, huh? I guess they don't
Sure,
want me
yeah.
dirty up here.
Do you like being dirty?
I've grown accustomed to it. Quite
Well,
accustomed.
unfortunately, it's not so much the dirt as the smell.
Oh, you don't
Think
like
of
the
all the nice, fragrant smells you haven't been able to smell. It will be so nice for you.
more experiences up here. Very
Yes,
well.
that's right.
Let's go.
All right, yeah. Let's find a doctor.
So who should we follow first?
Uh, let's do Cherry because I have two things I want to do with Cherry, so it
Okay.
can break them up by going to the others, if
Okay.
that's okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this should be pretty quick too, I imagine.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's find a doctor.
Yep. Yeah, you take her to a medical office as you wander in, and she's like, this place smells very sanitary.
Don't worry, we'll get some nice perfumes when we're done here.
Oh, perfume.
Yeah. Is there like a particular line or anything like that, or can we get seen pretty quickly?
You get seen pretty quickly as yeah, what receptionist just looks at you and just says, "All right, what do we need? What's wrong?"
So, hi, there were a few people who were stranded. Oh, real quick, actually, other thing I forgot, but I feel like we probably should have left like a sign or something like warning about sinkhole, like maybe a couple signs around that.
Yeah, maybe we
Uh,
did.
I guess so.
yeah,
Sure.
just gonna throw that out there.
I mean,
Probably.
I didn't
Anyways,
really
yeah.
get to it with any time, especially the guy being crazy. I was like, I was thinking of saying to Cliff, like, my payment will be you drawing out the sinkhole on a map, but also they probably wouldn't even know that fact, just roughly where it begins.
Yeah. Um, but so yeah, so we found some people who were stranded. They got stuck in a pit, basically in a cave. The others hadn't been down there all that long. This one though, she's been down. Well, she's wearing her summer clothes still, and it's had an effect on her. She hasn't had sunlight, and all she's had to eat is wild game. So probably a bit malnourished.
Hmm. Well, all right. I guess we could do a checkup.
Please.
All right, Miss, if you'll just come with me. And she's like, "Oh, you can't take me away from the angel."
It's okay. I'll go with you, sweetie.
Oh, all right. And yeah, you're led to a room where they examine her, uh, look after, like you know they examine her basically, and after they're done, they come to you and like, well, seems like she's got some pretty serious head trauma.
Ooh, bump. Did she?
She must have concussed at some point.
That makes sense. Do you have any advice for treatment?
Um, well, she needs to. She'll need to. We're gonna we're wrapping her the top of her head a bit. We're gonna have her shower and clean up. See if we can find any scrapes and all that.
That's good. She doesn't do well on her own. I have some basic medical training, if you'd be okay with me helping.
Oh, sure. And yeah, you shower her, sort of help her scrub as they dress up her head.
Deep relief from Cherry to not have to be smelling her anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, her poor daredevil senses.
Yeah. Like, even if she's not technically like superhuman sense of smell, like she's much more attuned to it, notices smells a lot more.
Mm.
Don't have her walking to like a Smash tournament then.
Oh yeah, no.
Which do exist because the GameCube exists.
So that
That's
is the
true.
thing, though. It's not like, she's not going to be like, oh, that guy's ugly, but like, if someone's smelly, that's the much more ew thing for her.
Mhm. And yeah,
Okay, so
they finish up with her, and yeah, she's given a clean. They also washed her clothes.
Cherry also asks, out of earshot of her. Also, is there anything you could give me to get her to sleep so she doesn't, give her a good sleep where she's not going to wake up or anything like that for a while? Make sure she gets a full night's rest.
Sure. Yeah. They hand you just a like sort of medicinal pouch. And tell her to have her take that with dinner.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Sure, that'll be 2,000 coins. All right, cool. And then, well, once we're done there, head to the Vertex.
Lydian,
Yes.
you're at the Vertex.
Yep. I'm gonna walk back into the casino, head up to the administrative offices, just check the place. Well, it's evening, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What day of the week is it? Or
It is. Let me figure that out. Oh, whoops, see daisies. Sorry, 1 second. I will get this. I forgot to write that down for a bit.
Oh my.
I think it's a Friday,
Ooh,
but let me make sure of that.
if it's a Friday, then yeah, I'm worried in case it is it.
It is a Friday.
Ooh, is it
All right.
busy this Friday evening?
Yeah, it's quite lively.
Nice. So yeah, things are ticking over, making money. I'm just like kind of extolling to Nico as he follows me. Now see, this here, all of this can go towards funding your inventions. You just gotta admit that this is part of the ecosystem. Part of the well, you're part of this ecosystem. This travels to you. Part of it. Some of it. Yeah, you see, Nico is just shell shocked. He can't respond. Blown
Yeah,
away.
Nico just looks down and is like, I was foreseen. This is where I could have foreseen this. I could have seen to it that this casino would have unlimited power. I was denied it.
That's because you can't just go straight to infinite. You gotta work your way up there.
You're gonna get the infinite at some point. You might as well just take the leap.
Well, we tried to take the leap, and guess what? We got cancer.
What do you mean?
I guess cancer is kind of infinite. It cells replicating infinitely, so we did make it there.
My mom died of cancer. Just killing the mood on that one.
Just fucking shoot that one in the head.
Just assuming that gets like an immediate look of, Sir from Lydia, and she just, lung cancer. I was young.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, it's a good thing most of that conversation wasn't in character. Maybe it was. I don't know anymore. It's hard to tell. Anyway, the point is, Nico, science built everything in this casino. Sure, it's valuable, but this is what it builds too. Gives people something else to do in their lives.
Yeah, but
And they
I could've-
exchange money for the privilege or the excitement of doing so.
I could have made this run on unlimited free power.
Well, maybe one day, but, you know, when we've got the money, the resources, the capital to do so, maybe we'll try again, but we don't have those right now, so you can understand how
What
there are
good
more-
is your money then?
it's not good enough yet, but it will get there.
Science could be there already.
Once it has the capital to do so.
Why is it always capital? Do you even own any? Do you even have any actual money, or do you have like pretend stocks?
No, I've got real money. I we're traveling around with it, using it. I don't.
Why aren't you using it for my science then?
I'm gonna. Can I roll? Can I roll to play the stock exchange? What? I don't own any stocks. I don't know if there is a stock exchange in Hemlock. That doesn't even seem like a thing yet.
I don't know. I think it's an Emberwellian concept.
Oh yeah, they've just got the Emberwell stock exchange.
And outsiders are not allowed to play on it, so Lydian had to just watch other people make money.
Yeah, I never earned the right. I was never Emberwellian enough for the stock exchange. He's just a damn dirty forest elf.
But yeah, you're here to see one of the higher ups about Dwight.
Yeah.
How much has he fucked up already?
Oh, I mean, maybe he's dropped the fucking piano and caused a giant crash, bang, wallop on the casino grounds. But we're not going to install that midnight. We're gonna install that when the place is closed. So
Dwight didn't catch that memo. He was like, "Well, we have everyone here already, so we could save money by just installing it now."
no, Dwight. Oh yeah, I take Dwight and Nico and I imagine Flora as well if she's
Yeah.
yeah. I take them all up to the administrative offices and I'm gonna sit down with the guy who oversees the casino when I'm out. The man
Yeah.
on the ground.
I'll say real quick, there was just something November wanted to say to Nico, like while we're on the way up.
Mhm.
November does just say, I understand how you feel, more or less, I think. I remember my father had one invention he was particularly proud of. He said it was revolutionary, but the government who was who was contracting him told him that no and then she pauses confused how to say for a moment. Market, sure, in the world is worth that amount of money a pop, and he fought them a lot over time, but just
Market.
the rest of the world, the rest of the economy wasn't just up to production, wasn't up to standards. But maybe he went to his grave hoping that maybe someday the world would be ready for the invention. But he admitted they were right. It wasn't feasible to make, but the invention was there. It was just waiting for the world to catch up to it.
How the
And I know he
tragedy.
wants to see that someday.
I can understand him, but I too have a dream. But I don't know if science is up to the task to make it yet.
My dream is beyond science.
Okay, so yeah, you're in the person running the casino. Did we have a specific guy in mind for that? I forget if we did.
I feel I recall, but maybe not. Can make.
We'll see if I have that written down, but that does kind of sound like the sort of thing I might have not written down.
Let's see. I'm scrolling
Uh,
up. But which session was it that we got the casino? I can scroll back.
Uh,
Oh, Hayes, chief accountant of the Vertex, might have been him.
Yeah, you did keep him around.
Yeah, so I guess he would be the closest to a second in command.
All right. Well,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
Morning
gonna
show.
Hayes,
in
chief
there.
accountant of the casino.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but my Snake in my head like Hayes is actually that the fat guy from the Marlow Bridge game. Oh my god! Why do they only make one of those games?
Wonder what the studio's doing now. Maybe they're not all around anymore. I'll have to check. Anyway, yeah, I gotta bring I bring Dwight. I bring everyone into a meeting with Hayes. I'm like,
Mhm.
right, Hayes, say hello to a new hire. You might know him, Dwight.
Yeah, I remember. What are you bringing them on to do?
Well, call him Chief Ideator. Now, he has shown a lot of gumption recently, and sometimes I make decisions based on what I see in a person, or qualities I wish I could see in a person, but he helped me with the acquisition of this casino, and now we're going to see if this young buck can up our profits. So, he's going to be bringing ideas forward. It's your job to see how feasible they are, how implementable they are, and if they seem good, if they seem reasonable, to see that they are added to our retinue. Are you following this so far? Lydian
Yep,
says, unsure if he's following what he himself is saying.
sure
Hayes is
am.
Hayes is just writing down nepotism.
Just over and over again. Right, now, Dwight, Flora, these two will be joining our staff here. Their task, to ensure a permanent role at this casino, a full salaried employment, is they have to raise our profits 10% within 5 weeks. I want you keeping tabs on them. I want you making sure that Dwight doesn't overstep his bounds and to check whatever idea he puts forward against Flora's judgment.
Uh-huh.
Dwight is in the room.
Yeah.
Dwight and Flora are both in the room.
Yeah, he just crosses his arms and rolls his eyes.
Now, I want to make clear I am not being blackmailed. I am not being coerced. I'm not entirely sure why I've agreed to this, but here we are.
Well, if it's your decision, I suppose we'll give it a go.
Right. If he doesn't, well, gonna have to look for another job elsewhere, I'm afraid, Dwight.
Oh, I have a job for him. He can be my test subject.
He's already been doing that for free. You're gonna have to find a new one.
No, but he's a good one.
He's gotta be good at something.
So Dwight, mess up and you can come back to me. Nico holds up a tool.
Well, there's your incentive, kid.
Yep. Don't worry. I'll bring good things here. And in return, some coin and that very nice room over there.
Oh, yes, for now he'll be staying in one of the standard employee rooms, but yeah, if he makes it work, then he can get one of the suites.
I have to work my way up to the suite, huh?
Gotta have some incentive, and frankly, I think I've given you a couple here, not going back to being, Nico's test subject, and yeah, a suite above the casino that you worked so hard to improve. After that, we'll get you on full-time salary and we'll work out what your actual role will be. Now, Hayes here, I imagine you'll be. Please, keep me abreast of his performance.
Will do. I'll keep a close eye on it.
Perfect. Right, Dwight, it's been, an experience traveling with you. We've had some ups and downs. A lot of
Certainly
downs.
have.
But you know what? It is thanks to you that we were able to get some waves done in Custis. So and down here as well, so I can't say you haven't contributed.
I hope to contribute more.
Oh yeah, Nico just pops up, just grabs Dwight's hand. Dwight, I'm gonna miss you. Dwight. Wait, there you go. There you go. Dwight, test subject 313. I am surely gonna miss you. You were a fine test bed for my inventions. You helped me realize that the steam emitter rod wasn't that useful. It was merely an annoyance.
Yeah, I'm glad to have been of service.
Yes. Now, good luck to you, Nico says, hitting him with the electric amplification glove.
Ugh, couldn't just let go without one more. Okay, Laura, let's go check out this employee room. Let's indeed. Hope you really do have those ideas, Dwight.
As like Dwight leaves the room, Lydian kind of puts a hand on Flora's shoulder.
Hmm?
You've known him longer than I have, and you must see something in him, but I hope whatever you're seeing's really there. 'Cause I, for the life of me, can't even begin to guess.
He sighs and just says, I've got to have faith.
Faith? You have faith in church, not in science.
Yeah, Lydian just nods. He wants to argue with that, but I don't know. He feels it would be wrong to in this case. Just
Yeah.
I've given you control over him. You've seen what he's capable of when nothing's controlling him, when he spies an opportunity and wants to take it. There is darkness in him.
Yeah, I learned that much.
Well, we're not leaving till the morning, but in case I don't see you, good luck.
Thanks. Good luck on your endeavors as well, Lydia.
O'Malley can be felt for some reason. Yeah, he's currently in the basement sabotaging the power of the casino.
It was more when you said that Dwight has a darkness in him.
He has the spirit of O'Malley.
Like, if O'Malley had found him first.
He could have corrupted that boy, had him purely on the dark side.
God. Also, yeah, O'Malley's probably down in the basement. Shoeing wires.
I'm back.
Choo choo choo.
Alright, well, we're done with this scene. So,
Yep.
what was the last thing we need to do with Cherry?
So Cherry, at once done with Ava, gets back, takes her to the hotel. And yeah, I get some food in her and Bridget, obviously.
If
give her the.
If you might see Lydian, because I think after the meeting
Oh, yeah,
he had,
I assumed.
he goes down to the bar, which might be shared with the restaurant at the Vertex hotel
Uh-huh.
casino. So he's probably at the bar drinking like a glass of wine or what have you. But yeah, but yeah.
And she does make sure that Ava, gets her medicine with the meal too. Chats with Bridget though, mostly while eating. Asking her about like her story. How did she wind up south of Marion in the wilderness?
Yeah, she says, oh, I was sent by the bank to go to Morricone Springs, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by
We
the
had
bank
some
I
business
work
there
at.
earlier.
Yeah, they wanted to see if they wanted to make an attempt to see if anything they wanted to make an attempt to see if there was any need for well, a branch of a bank there, given that, well, recently there have been some, you probably know, there have been
I do indeed.
the town's been trying to legitimize itself.
Oh, how ironic. And he was worried about, and Lydian was worried about you not having you staying here for free. And Cherry sort of like waves at Lydian, tries to get him to come over.
Okay, yeah, Lydian walks over. Jerry?
Lydian,
Uh,
I've been
so,
talking to her about what she was doing. She was on her way to Morricone Springs,
oh, well, we have business interests out that way.
as does she, or as do her employers at the very least.
Okay, yeah, Lydian sits down at the table. Your employers, and what might they want in Morricone?
They want to set up a branch for the bank up and up for of a bank there.
Oh,
Seeing they want to get in there early, feeling like the town's going to legitimize itself.
well, we've tried to help them on the way with that. In fact, my company is currently the one helping rebuild in the wake of a rather tragic incident down in Morricone.
We do
Oh,
have our connections with the mayor there as well.
oh yes, I met with him. Uh, I was on my way back from Morricone when I got trapped in there.
Well, is the plans for a bank going ahead, or is there something standing in the way of that?
Well, Mr. Bragg said that he would that he would consult with everyone, and that they might indeed need a place to store value. And well, we established a good line of communication. And that was what I was set out to do.
Well, if you want an in down that way, then we could maybe arrange some stuff if you're willing to go get your branch constructed via my company.
Oh, well, that might be interesting. Yeah, that was a worry with was a worry with my boss about whether or not we could whether or not we could physically move everything.
Well, I have a moving company and I have construction work, so we could maybe get some things arranged.
Huh.
We're gonna wind up on like the Morricone. Lydian is gonna wind up on like the Morricone Springs like Chamber of Commerce.
You fuck humor. Let it get meteorited out of fucking existence. We got a bank to build in Morricone Springs, damn it.
It's really gonna be like fucking, like Wild West town that's like, on the street, and then the fucking like bank with the wealthy fat man, running the bank and like. But yeah, November, pretty quick, gets up and it's like, I'll leave you two to discuss business.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
didn't want to offer her the place to stay. She whispers that to Lydian, just as she's getting up to leave, giving him a little pat on the back.
Well, my manners were so. I was so rude earlier. I could put you up for the evening if that suits you.
Oh,
All of a sudden, he's offering her her own room. Penthouse suite. Cherry, what are you doing? Bring out the good wine.
And Lydian like kind of calls over a member of staff.
yep. Well,
Uh,
then comes over.
this woman here, pointing to November. She is part of my retinue. Make sure that she is put up in a room, okay?
Oh, of course, sir.
Yeah, and Lydian hands him a coin.
I'll get you nice and situated. He says,
But so
you know,
yeah, as Cherry, leaves to, leave him to business and just sort of tells him, see you in the morning. Um, on that note too, like goes to the bar. She gets, a nice bottle. Before she leaves, gets like a nice bottle to pour for Bridget and Lydian. Though she also grabs a nice bottle for herself.
Mhm.
So her last thing she does, she goes. So she goes out in the street and finds that address she was given,
Uh-huh.
and then she goes next door. Um, but yeah, she goes next door, gives it a knock, looking for
Yeah.
Morris.
Morris answers. You can see he's just. You can see he's pretty fresh out of a shower.
Yeah, can smell he's pretty fresh out of a shower.
Yeah, his smell. He's pretty fresh out of a shower. Oh, hey, Cherry, right?
Yeah, Morris. Well, I'm happy I picked the right house. 50-50 shot.
Yeah, he's probably making dinner for two right now.
Yeah, I was hoping to get the chance to, I'm trying to catch up. I didn't get as much chance to spend time discussing things as I wanted to, but well, no offense to your brother, but between you and him, I figured I'd rather have those conversations with you.
Yeah, I'm flattered. Oh,
Mind if I come
well,
in before he looks out a window?
yeah, certainly.
So yeah, Cherry, goes in, sort of gets comfortable, and is explaining, well, I'm a collector of stories of sorts, and I mean, I'd be interested in what you guys were doing south of town, um, out in the wilderness. Or I know you said collecting firewood, I guess? I don't
Yeah,
know.
we were collecting quality wood.
Uh, Still, I thought, you two had an interesting relationship. Just thought you might have a nice story there. And like I said, rather hear it from you. So, thought I'd come over and we could chat over and pulling out the wine over a few drinks.
Oh, that would be wonderful, actually.
Or, whatever else you wanted to do, she said flirtily.
Hmm. All right. Yeah, let's pour out a couple drinks.
And so this is the last thing I wanted to do. Just like was so annoyed by Brodus that you know what? Gonna fuck his brother instead. Maybe this will teach him a lesson. How to treat a
Nice.
woman. I don't know. I don't know if that works or not. I was rolling a dice. For all I knew, this guy had a family.
No, it works. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're
Okay, cool.
successful.
Nice. Well, that's all I had to do.
Alrighty.
Cherry specifically is very loud, like against the wall, trying to give Brodus the idea. I hate that his brother is named Brodus. Brother Brodus.
Very good. And yeah, Lydian, I guess, just discusses possible arrangements with Bridget.
Yeah.
Oh, Cherry also tells November before leaving to, if Ava passes out, like, at the table, or to keep an eye on Ava if she, like, passes out, get her up to her room.
Mhm.
Which November seems happy for, like, having a task given to her.
Yeah.
Perks up a bit at that.
All right. So work out the details there. And do we want to call session?
I think that's a good point to end
Yeah.
before we make
Yeah.
the rest of
Alright,
the trip. Yeah.
I'm also thinking really tired. I'm going to bed straight after
Yeah.
this.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So bonds.
I got
Give me
bonds.
bonds. All
I
right.
got bonds.
What do I have for? Do I have anything for Lydian? We did talk a
I
lot.
got to write. I know what November's is. I didn't write it down for some reason. Let's get that done.
No, I didn't really act on it. I did make a new bond for uh, November.
Oh, nice.
I can just toss it out right here.
Sure.
Oh, test subject 3115, aka November. It's cool. She thinks I'm smart and wants to learn about my inventions. At last, a good test subject.
I did immediately peg, like, before it started, like, oh no, November and Nico are actually going to get along, and I'm happy for that. I'm actually really happy to have Nico, like, for November. It's nice that she's not just, like, gruff and standoffish. We get to have someone where she can,
Yeah.
bond with.
Nico somehow disarms her.
Well, really, it's the opposite, actually, in that he arms her, which she likes.
Yeah, but in doing so,
Yeah.
disarms her.
All right. Everybody have any other bonds, Nico? Nico Tester? Nico,
Yeah.
any other
Sorry.
bonds?
No. No, I don't. No, not really. No.
All right.
M, do you want to go first? Or should
Sure, I have a few.
I've got
Uh?
3. 4. I've got 4.
Okay, there we go. All right. So first up, I had one bond update on Cherry with Lydian and Nico each.
Okay.
Previous one for Lydian was Lydian took my prodding to work with a mob in Stride. Next thing I know, he's scheming to bomb an office to take out rival businessmen. Maybe I underestimated him. He could be a real gangster. So this one, has to do with November. Fuck, that should have been his cherry. Whatever. Lydian has been getting involved in dirtier and dirtier business, and has now hired an armed soldier at my behest. Let's see how much prodding it takes for him to really use her. Ominous note there.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh my.
Just, once you have a hammer, more and more business rifles start to look like nails. So with Nico, Cherry had Nico voluntarily drank some alcohol for New Year's without my pushing. Look at them starting to loosen up. They even took my advice for dealing with a hangover. That hasn't updated in a while. That was New Year's. 18 days later. Nico seems to have made a friend in November. Maybe they'll start opening up more. Which, that's nice.
And then Sherry will realize her huge mistake of pairing these two together.
And then I have two bonds with November from Sherry. November is a natural career soldier, so what's she doing on her own looking for work from strangers in an unfamiliar city? And then also, November is slow to reveal things about herself. She may be a difficult nut to crack.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have one bond for each character from November. Cherry was at least willing to hire me, finally. I thought it might have just been because she was blind, but she does seem unusually observant. What else can she glean? I feel like that one's worded weird, but I get what that means.
Okay.
Nico. Nico is a scientist and inventor, a very clever engineer. They remind me of my father in some ways. If anyone would appreciate his work, I think Nico would. And then Lydian. Lydian is a competent man and decisive, according to Sherry. I hope he is what she says he is, but I'm still unsure if he's what I'm looking for. There you go.
Nice.
Okay. So, I got this, so I got Nico to make a marketable product by accident. I just need to stoke these fires and show him the opportunity that a cash stream can bring to his precious science. That's just kind of fully morphed into this much more argumentative. Nico doesn't appreciate that his domain is just part of a larger force driving the world. Business. If I can make him see his place in the ecosystem, perhaps he'll know better how to outfit his ideas and serve our goals.
You're trying to break Nico.
I'm not trying to break Nico, I'm trying to make him understand, like, this is his place in the world. Under me. Making my life.
Maybe you are the O'Malley of the party after all.
I'm like a nice O'Malley. I'm an O'Malley with a winning smile.
You're O'Malley.
If anything, I feel like Cherry is the O'Malley with a winning smile. Like,
True.
These two, they just saw me play O'Malley and it was like, no, I have to upstage him. But I have to make the nice version.
Cherry wants people to be a protagonist of their lives, even if they'd crash and burn. And I'm the protagonist of my story. I'm worried what this means as to why Cherry is following me. That's kind of taken a pivot, but there's just a couple of things here. I might have to reword this bit, but Cherry's choice of November and volunteering to save the people in the hole beg the question, does she consider herself the protagonist of her story, or a side character in some grand scheme? So it's kind of questioning what she's getting at, like, okay, like, you want people to be protagonists of their own lives, but you've got a life. Where are you in this? A non-XP building one, but Dwight has a limit. He went beyond it before he realized. This might be a humbling experience for him. If I've got the means to make Dwight doubt himself as he should, this is it. I think the opportunity did kind of passed on that one, because his confidence just fucking, like, resurged the moment the problem was over. But Dwight's confidence is back to normal after recent knocks. He's a fool, but a fool I'm entrusting with a big task. Flora is what allows him to function, but will she keep putting up... Oh, I gotta reword that, but will she keep putting up with him now that she's seen what he's capable of? With him. And, alright, new one for November, which I've got to add, but... So... November is keeping many secrets. She can have all but one. I want to know what drives her.
Nice.
So that's
nice. Oh, that's a good one, actually. That's a really good one. It sucks that we don't get XP for creating bonds.
Yeah.
That's fucking 5 XP I'm leaving on the table this session.
Nico, did you prove the value of your inventions to others?
Yeah, hover boots. I reckon.
And
like,
the freeze ray. November
Yeah,
was
freeze
very
ray.
impressed by that.
That's right.
Yeah. And
Take an
November.
XP for that.
I need to fucking level up after it, but...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got 2 XP for the thing. God, I'm a ways away from 10.
Lydian, did you open up a new avenue for coin to flow through?
Talking about does it count about like, oh hey, I can build that bank, or is that when the deal
Yeah,
is
that
locked?
counts.
Okay, there we
Go
go.
ahead. Yeah, take XP for that.
Last minute save thanks to Cherry.
Yeah. Cherry, did you get someone to relax, calm down, and open up to you?
Several people.
Hey, Connie.
Sure did. Take an XP for that. And November.
Oh, I realized this during playing.
Did you name blank?
Shut up. So November, the Gunslinger, like, it has 3 alignments that all suck, but then a blank one, which I presume is like, I don't know. If you have an alignment you want to give me. There's, you know, we need to create one because those are all particularly bad for.
Right. I guess I'll think on that.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. So that's the alignments.
I would say something with like loyalty, you know, definitely
Yeah.
something lawful with like something with following orders, I assume.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
The whole, maybe.
I don't think the whole is important.
Nah.
No.
We learned about Osprey Bank trying to establish a bank to legitimize the settlement in Morricone for it becoming a city.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, take an XP for that. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
We overcame the hole. We got Cliff to give up the knife.
I would say Cliff.
I wouldn't say that. I don't think he was.
Wow, he easily could have killed Cherry. That came very close.
Yeah. But yeah, no XP for that. Did we loot a memorable treasure?
No.
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 Well, November. November is a treasure.
We didn't
Well,
loot
no
her,
XP
though.
for that, but take an XP for playing well game.
11 of 15.
Well, I
XP.
officially hit level 11 then.
There you go.
So now I am at... Well, that worked out rather neatly, at least.
Mm-hmm. Well done.
And November didn't fuck up any rolls with her puny level 1 stats and
That one,
abilities.
yeah.
She got a plus. That +1 did pull her out of a hole, though.
Yeah.